Measurement of transpiration. There are number of methods for measuring transpiration in plants. Out of that, two are given in your book. The first is weighing method. This is a very simple method to measure transpiration. For this, a small lightweight potted plant can be weighed before and after the end of certain period of time. Now, when we select a plant, cover the pot of the plant with polythene bag to prevent evaporation from soil surface, and then weigh it and place it in the sunlight. After an hour, weigh it again. There will be loss in the weight of the plant. This loss of weight is due to water lost, and that water loss is due to transpiration. An improvement in weighing method can be made by using a glass bottle linked with a rubber tube. This is a glass bottle, wide mouth glass bottle linked with a rubber tube, and to this tube one graduated tube is attached. Now fill the bottle with water up to the brim. Then place one small rooted plant in this bottle. After placing it, mark the initial level of water in this graduated tube. Then entire bottle is to be weighed with weighing machine. That is the initial weight of the plant with water. Now keep the bottle in sunlight for an hour or two. After that experimental time, note the level of water and weigh the bottle again. There will be loss in weight of the bottle and there is loss in the level of water also. Both indicate the rate of transpiration. Now after this, there is one another method, a weighing method given in your book, that is with the help of test tube. This is again a very simple method. For this, we have to take one test tube filled with water, then insert a small leafy shoot that is without root in it, and then put 2 to 3 drops of oil on it in this test tube. The oil is to prevent loss of water by evaporation. After this, place the test tube in small beaker and weigh the test tube along with that beaker. After weighing, remove the test tube and keep it in the test tube stand for few hours in sunlight. After 2 to 3 hours, again place the test tube in same beaker and weigh it again. There will be loss in the weight of the test tube. This loss in the weight of the test tube is due to water loss, and that is by transpiration. So in this way we can measure the rate of transpiration in plants. Now one another method which is very important one given in your book, potometer method. Beta, potometer is a device which is used to measure the water intake by the plant. As water intake is almost equal to water loss through transpiration, so we are using same potometer to measure the rate of transpiration also. Now there are various types of potometer. The first one is farmer's potometer and Ganong's potometer. These both the potometer, farmers and Ganong's potometer, they help us to measure the rate of water intake by the plant. Another is Darwin's potometer, which helps in demonstrating suction force created due to transpiration. And the last one is Garrio's potometer, which demonstrate unequal transpiration occurring from two surfaces of dorsiventral leaf. In your syllabus, Ganong's potometer is there, so we will do that. Beta, Ganong's potometer, this is the diagram of Ganong's potometer. It is a long capillary tube which is bent at the both end. From one side it is bent to the downward side and from another to the upward side. On the upward side, it is attached to one cylindrical tube, and from downward bend, it is placed in a beaker which is to be filled with colored water. The horizontal part of this capillary tube is graduated and with a reading scale. There is one another cylindrical tube attached to this horizontal capillary that is called as reservoir. The water stored in reservoir, it is used to adjust the position of air bubble during experiment. This stopcock, with opening of the stopcock, water from the reservoir move and it will push the air bubble to the required position. This entire potometer is to be placed on a stand. So this is the structure of potometer. Now how it work? For in the beginning of the experiment, we have to fill this entire potometer with tap water, and we have to take color water in this beaker. Dip one end of the potometer in this beaker. From another side, in this cylindrical tube, we have to insert one leafy shoot that is to be without root. Reservoir is also to be filled with water because we are going to use this water only to adjust the reading of position of air bubble. Now at the beginning of the experiment, tilt this end of the potometer just above the water. This is to be done to create air bubble. When you tilt it out, air will enter through this end inside the potometer and it will create air bubble. Now this air bubble is only used to measure the rate of transpiration. Now once the air bubble is created, leave the experimental setup for few hours. During that time, you have to mark the initial position of air bubble, and during experimental time, whatever the distance this air bubble will move, that will shows the rate of transpiration. Now precautions in the use of potometer. Because the potometer should be made completely watertight. And second, the twig which we are using for this experiment, that should be cut obliquely to provide large surface for water intake, and it is to be cut underwater to avoid suction of air bubble. Now next is limitations, one of the important question. Limitations in the use of potometer. The first limitation is that the introducing the air bubble is not very easy. Creating air bubble for this experiment is not easy. Second, the twig we are using for this experiment, and that may not remain fully alive for a long period of time. Next, if there are any changes in temperature or pressure outside, it may affect the position of air bubble and indirectly it affect the rate of transpiration. So these are the methods to measure rate of transpiration. Now next topic is types of transpiration.